Let me show you a little something, if I may. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, share the show. Come on. Super chat is also a way to let them know that I'm here. But that I'm not, you're like, just do the free stuff first. Annoy the maggot in your life by spreading the show around. That's all I'm asking out of the gate. And if you have a little bit left over to buy me a cup of coffee, please do. Not that I need one today, although I have not. I realized a little bit ago that I have not eaten today at all, and I was like, I don't know if I'm entering into the I'm flagging because I forgot to eat, or the I have that stupid energy that you get when you don't eat part. Where you enter ketosis and your brain is like, we must think very cleverly so that we can sneak food away from another. That part of your system that keys you in when you're really hungry. But I'm not hungry. That's the weird part. We'll figure that out later. I'll have a huge meal tonight. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about me. The point is, lots going on. Can you fix my dog? I don't know. I might have the proper wrench. I will try. Yes, exactly. OMAD indeed. So you got how you need to eat. That's true. I do. It is required. Yes, Venezuelan oil tanker seized by U.S. We will get to that as well, because this is one of those areas where the Republicans are like, hang on a second, what happened? So if you don't know, this business, Trump ramps up Venezuela standoff by seizing oil tanker. They will not say where the oil tanker is from. I guess they couldn't blow it out of the water. We just seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large, largest one ever seized, actually. Like the size of the tanker you seize has anything to do with the legality of it, but whatever. He did not give any details. He just said there would be talk of that later. Sure, there will. Pam Bondi shared a video of the seizure, saying that the act was conducted safely and securely, and our investigation alongside the Department of Homeland Security to prevent transport of sanctioned oil continues, because it's probably a Russian oil tanker, which is the awkward part, which is why he doesn't want to bring it up right away. This would be quit it. So AI. It's an AI ad. I'm just saying. That's definitely AI. That is an AI dude. Look at his fingers. Yep. That wasn't even good AI. Here we go. So this, I guess, is the footage of the seizure of it happening. They hailed them, then they fly a helicopter onto the deck, and then the Marines get out. It's very exciting, very macho. The whole thing's very cool. By the way, this is incredibly dangerous for our troops in general, even if there aren't people on the, it looks very exciting, but it's an oil tanker, people. It's an oil tanker. The idea that maybe they were shipping, there's a hidden nuke on board, to make it look tough or something, but apparently that's not the case. It's just an oil tanker and they just grabbed it. Okay. So, because it's full of Russian oil or something. Now, I don't know if Trump's going to take that oil and give it away to Americans or some shit. We don't know, but neither does he, quite frankly. He looks like hammered shit and he sounds like hammered shit. And they are gacking him up on drugs to such an extent to do the rally that it's going to mess up what little circadian rhythm he still has. So, yeah, it's all cosplay. It's all military cosplay. But this is him gathering. We'll look into some of this, and then we'll look at some of the because a lot of this is just the same shit. This is sales. So there's not really any news that's going to be made from this except for brain farts and ridiculousness and whatever. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, this is a nice crowd. You got a lot of people. You've got a lot of people standing outside tonight. It's freezing. They got here yesterday like at 2 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah, the people that got there at 2 o'clock in the morning are standing behind you. The people that might be outside, if indeed there are any, are in there. Also, by the way, I'd like to remind you, the House passed a new defense bill that puts in check some of Trump's shit today. It was they lost 18 Republican votes, so they had to make it up with Democratic votes, and about 112 Democrats voted for it because it deauthorizes the use of military force that was put in force during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Wow, that goes to the Senate now. We'll see if it goes anywhere. But you could tell that it was one of these things that Mike Johnson didn't want to do, but his hand was forced because the pay raise for the troops was in it, so it was a must pass.
Well, I'm worried about them. Would anybody like to give up your place? Let some people come in from the cold. You go out to the cold. I don't think so.
Does anybody in here care more about their fellow maggots than they do about seeing me say the same shit I always say? Nah, fuck them. Let them freeze. If they got here, if they didn't stay here all night, which is also horse shit. If they did level 4 hype train, get out of here. Level 4 hype train. Way to go, Twitch people. It's just such it's the same shit he does all the time. Oh, sorry, yeah. Audio's down. Sorry.
I want to say hello, Pennsylvania, and I'm thrilled to be back.
Well, thank you very much.
This incredible Commonwealth with so many proud, hardworking American patriots.
What the fuck was that?
So am I. I'm a.
Hold on. Why is it playing this thing? Yeah. Nope, that wasn't playing that. What is? Oh, maybe it's the Daily Beast thing that was.
Interesting day.
All right, let me shut that off. Sorry. It was playing 2 clips at once.
Proud hard worker. I'm a proud patriot, but you're a proud patriot. Thank you.
He just didn't know who it was directed at.
Very much, everybody.
Everybody's a proud patriot, except the fake news. Hey, there's a lot of fake news back there.
It's a great reception. You know, we're on to expose what happened recently when we took over. You know, it's 10.
We're on to expose what happened recently when we took over. Okay, first of all, it wasn't recent. Secondly, I think he's getting towards, this is the affordability hoax. There are people holding up signs at this one that say, lower costs, higher wages. But it looks like they're protesting him. That like the sign should say Trump brings lower prices or Trump brings higher wages, but he isn't, so they can't. So whatever.
And already we have the largest investment ever made in the history of not our country, of any country, anywhere.
Gibberish.
In the world. Think of that. But let me begin by wishing each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that stuff.
All that stuff you're not allowed to do anymore. They were going to stop you from saying Merry Christmas, and now you can say Merry Christmas again.
Remember when I started?
Yeah. When you sharded? Yes, I remember when you sharded.
In 2015, I made my first speech.
Oh, you've sharded a lot since then.
And I said, we're going to bring back Christmas. Remember, the radical left wanted to get rid of the word Christmas. I said, I don't think that's going to work out. And we did it, and now everybody's saying Merry Christmas again.
Yeah, that's especially your wife. She often precedes it with fuck, but still.
But just over 1 year ago today, with your help, we saved America. That's
we saved it. We already did it. We won the election. It's saved. Now shut the fuck up and just praise me.
What happened? We saved it.
We did. We saved it. We saved it just by winning. We've already saved it. It's already saved. So stop asking me to actually save it.
In the most important election victory possibly in the history of our country was going down. We were a country that was being scoffed at, laughed at all over the world. We won all 7. Thank you.
A lady yells, "And you saved us," or a guy. I can't tell.
She said, "And you saved us." Who are you? Stand up, please. Who said that? I love her.
Check out, the guy standing next to her said it. This guy, the lady standing next to this guy said it. That's a magic sweater right there, ladies and gentlemen. He has literally boiled it down. The only people showing up are the dyed-in-the-wool maggots. These are not Pennsylvania Republicans. These are maggots that drove from all over because the same people that used to deadhead around the country with him. Yeah, this is it. They're doing this just so that he doesn't lose his fucking mind.
Only in Pennsylvania can this happen. I know this state.
Yes, only in Pennsylvania would somebody be dumb enough to yell, "You saved us."
You saved
By the way, last election, did we kick ass in Pennsylvania? We won. That means we won 3 times in a row, as you know.
Nope.
But we won all 7 swing states. We won the Electoral College, 312 to 226. We won, and by the way, the real vote was much more than this, but we wanted to make it too big to rig. We won the popular vote for the first time of...
Right. Now you're in. It's a job. You got the job. Now you got to do the job. That's the thing about this. It's not, you didn't win a medal when you became president. You got a fucking job. Now tell them how you're doing the fucking job, which you can't.
Any Republican in many decades, and we won 86% of all counties in America.
Yeah, because 80% of counties barely have any people in them.
2,700 to 525.
Yeah, the 525 are where all the fucking people are.
We did it. Not me, we did it.
They wrote we in there to remind me of that, so that if it goes south, I can blame you guys.
And now, after just 10 months in office, I'm pleased to report that America is winning again, Pennsylvania is prospering again, and I will not rest until this Commonwealth is wealthier and stronger than ever before.
Well, I mean, obviously he's going to golf some, and he will rest some, but only in cabinet meetings. He'll stay up all night, posting on social media like a fucking screenager, but he will rest a little, mainly while the women in his cabinet are talking, I think.
Remember when Biden got up and called you a state? That was not good.
No. He didn't.
He said, it's great to be back in this state. Where are we? Where are we? What state is it? It's Pennsylvania. Oh.
Yeah, that didn't actually happen, weirdo.
Okay. Now, we're respected again.
Oh, by the way, just if you're looking for certain giveaways, like for certain tells, as it were, when he goes, no, at the end of state, no, that's his version of Reagan's, well, that's his brain going soft and him go, I don't know, no, it's the same bullshit. But I'm telling you, yeah.
The country, we're respected. Since my inauguration, we've created nearly 60,000 new Pennsylvania jobs, including 4,000 Pennsylvania manufacturing jobs that the Democrats gave up on.
4,000. How many did you lose? Obviously, that's not a net number.
You're doing better than you've ever done under our...
Yeah, so shut the fuck up. Don't complain about prices to me.
leadership. More than 40,000 Pennsylvanians have been lifted off of food stamps. 40,000.
Kicked. The word is kicked.
And working with a great guy, remember David McCormick? He used to go to every rally I had, he knew what was happening. And he's here again, as usual. I can't get rid of this guy. Where is he? He got a little lucky, though. You know, in Butler, a place called Butler, Pennsylvania. I love Butler, Pennsylvania, but it was amazing, and we had a tremendous...
I love Butler, Pennsylvania, almost as much as I love Gold, Pennsylvania, or, underage girls trafficked to prostitution, Pennsylvania. Also my favorites.
Crowd, like 55, 60,000 people. Then I called David. I said, David, come on up. He was working like hell to get elected. It was a tough race, and very few people could have done what he did. But I said, right at the beginning of the speech, I said, David, come on up. Come on up. I want to... This was before the thing happened. And then I looked up and said, you know what, David? Just stay there. I'll get you later. You're so lucky, David. You're so lucky. You don't know. I could have had a little differently shaped ear if it weren't for you. You know, you got very lucky that day. People don't...
Holy shit. You're like, you could have been shot instead of me. That's basically what he's saying.
Talk about that, but I remember I called him up and I said, just stay there. because he was walking a little bit slowly. I didn't want to take the time. Oh, boy, that was a good day for you.
Also, I don't remember that happening. That seems a little odd. But apparently that guy had an opportunity to be his human shield and didn't.
What a job he did. He's really a great guy, and his wife, Dina, is fantastic. Thank you. Stand up, brother. He's a lucky man. Working with Senator David McCormick, we've secured commitments for nearly $100 billion of investments in Pennsylvania. We were up here a few months ago. Some of the greatest energy companies in the world made that. We were doing it on a beautiful day, a little warmer than it is outside today, David.
Man, listen to the amount of spit he's got. That's the Adderall, ladies and gentlemen. They gave him a double fucking dose. He's getting his all Carol Channing.
But over $100 billion, and we've saved a great American company. You know, we saved, this little group of people and me, saved a little company called U.S. Steel, and it's hot as a pistol now.
You sold a stake in it to Japan.
And we have the keys to the company. It's always going to be here. It's never moving. They said, what happens if it moves to Japan? I said, you can't move a steel mill to Japan.
No, you can just allow them to control the steel that goes through the company and no longer use that plant, and then it gets shut down. Stupid.
You can move a headquarters, but the steel mill stays here. That's all that matters.
If it stays open, stupid.
I will tell you, the company is spending billions and billions of dollars in...
No, the federal government is spending billions. Taxpayers are spending billions of dollars keeping it running.
There was no second by comparison. Other companies were interested, and they really are. They call me all the time, tell me they're really excited about it. And, you know, they're building a lot of additional plants.
Sorry, other companies call you to tell you that they're excited about U.S. Steel? Who's building extra plants? Jesus Christ.
It's turning out to be beyond...
Adderall doesn't give dry mouth. It's if you overdo it, it doesn't give you dry mouth. It makes you salivate. Like stimulants too. He's not just on Adderall, I will say. I will lean towards more towards Pervitin, like his own home mix of Pervitin.
What a
little bit of meth thrown in.
Anyone thought possible, but we had to save U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel was one of the greatest companies, which really, for a long period of time, years ago, the greatest company anywhere in the world.
What? It's necessary. It's a steel company. Steel is very useful and very necessary, but shut the fuck up. What are you using the steel for? Where's it predominantly going? One would argue that those are the apex jobs. Those are the apex industries are the ones that use it. It's a resource fucking company.
U.S. Steel, you see it with the big factories that were, 2 years ago. Now it's starting to fill up. The tariffs have filled it up because people are coming here. Other steel companies are coming to Pennsylvania now because they don't want to spend 100%, 50%, 25% on tariffs. They're all coming.
Keep talking. It'll be nothing.
In. It's amazing.
This is a live tacoing.
The word, remember when I said tariff? My favorite word is tariff. True, but then I got a lot of heat from the fake news. Look at all of them back there.
Yeah, that's the old thing. That's your own cameras, asshole. If it's fake news and they're filming you, wouldn't the understanding be that if they're filming you, taking what you say, then you're the liar, you're the fake part. They're just the news.
I took a lot of heat. I got up early on. I said my favorite, it's turning out, tariffs are bringing us...
Also, by the way, he didn't get shit for saying tariffs is his favorite word from the press or from Democrats. He got shit from right-wing Christians who were like, why aren't you saying Jesus or God?
Hundreds of billions of dollars.
Thanks, Ophelia.
I just helped our farmers out because they're starting to do really well, but...
No, you're paying them off. And they're not starting to do really well. If they're starting to do really well, why do you got to give them $12 billion to hold them over till next year?
In order to try and negotiate, some countries played a little cute, and we just gave them...
You mean your best friend, Xi? Is this you calling Xi Jinping cute?
Right out of a tariff money. Cost us nothing. Right out of the hundreds of billions that...
Oh, I see. So this is... what would this be? Income redistribution. So you're taking the tariffs that people pay for other stuff and giving it to the farmers. It's not a one-to-one, obviously. You're not, we're not bringing in enough foodstuffs to create a tariff that would cover that, right? So you're obviously borrowing the tariffs from other industries. So other companies in the United States paying these tariffs you're giving that money to the farmers.
Take it in. We gave the farmers a little help, $12 billion, and they are so happy. And all they want is a level playing field. And now it's happening. And
no, it isn't.
Tariffs are making them rich. It's going to be, you're going to see.
The tariffs are making them rich. And that's exactly right. They need about $40 billion. That was the loss. And 2 sets of $20 billion worth of soybeans and other shit. Yeah, that's true. Bessent gave more money to Argentina than he gave to the farmers.
You're going to see what happens over the next 2 years.
Yeah. Hang out. It may look like shit through the midterms and on the other side of the midterms, but this shit's going to work.
It's like a miracle is taking place. But
yes, a very long, drawn-out, slow miracle. It's like a slow, sexy miracle that sneaks up on you.
We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars, really trillions, Scott. We have the great Scott Bessent. Scott, stand up.
Yes, you're gay, married, and have kids, and used to work for George Soros. Stand up and take a bow.
And if you...
I guess this is progress. You got a bunch of maggots applauding a married gay man. I'll take progress wherever we get them. Where we get it.
To that, all of the companies that are pouring their money to building plants in Pennsylvania and many other states, auto plants, AI plants, plants of every type.
Yes, ferns, cabbage, plants of all kinds. Lots of plants. Thousands of plants are being built. And by built, I mean planted, but only kinda. Pot.
Which we would have never had if we didn't put the tariffs on. Did you see where Europe now is saying, I think we got to start doing what Trump is doing?
To us, stupid.
We got to start putting on tariffs because we're getting our asses kicked, and it's true. But Scott, if you really think of...
Tariffs on us. On us, asshole. Because we've jacked up our tariffs towards them for no fucking reason.
It's trillions of dollars, not billions of dollars, right? So it's amazing. It's the smart people understand it. Other people are...
Yeah, the smart people understand. You motherfuckers obviously are too dumb. Every time you go to the goddamn grocery, wah, wah, wah.
Starting to learn. But the smart people really understand it. 1 year ago under Sleepy Joe Biden, have you heard of him?
Yeah, he's the guy who was awake during all of his cabinet meetings.
Okay, look, the king of Saudi Arabia told me this.
Yeah, you mean the guy who killed a resident of America, a journalist, who runs a country that's run almost entirely on slavery? What'd he tell you? That it was we were a dead country and now we're the hottest country in the world. Also, I believe it was the crown prince who told you this, not the king himself.
He said, sir.
Yeah, that's what he calls you, sir.
1 year ago, I was in Saudi Arabia. Somebody complained that I was making a foreign trip. I went to Saudi Arabia.
Somebody. When he says that, by the way, he means maggots.
Qatar, and UAE. I brought back $4 trillion. They said, he shouldn't be traveling. He should focus on home. What the hell do you think I'm doing? And 250 Boeing jets. I brought it back so much, everything. Then they say, he should, the stupid people, they say, he shouldn't be leaving our country. Yeah, let's sit around and...
Sorry. The this is maggots who are saying he shouldn't be leaving the country. They're mad, not that he left the country, because quite frankly, I think everybody on our side, none of us would complain if he did it and didn't come back.
Twiddle our thumbs. It's, no, it's sort of crazy, right? But
Also, why would you have to go overseas to sell this idea anyways? Why, if you're such magic, why don't they, never mind.
1 year ago, the king of Saudi Arabia said it. He said, sir, 1 year ago, you were a dead country. Dead.
He said it a year ago, he said it?
They were focusing on China. They were looking for, who's next on line, frankly. And he's a good man. And the emir of Qatar said it. UAE said it. The big company, the big, smart country said it.
The big, smart countries. Say that again so the maggots can hear it. That all the Islamic monarchies all happen to think they're the big, smart countries.
We were a dead country 1 year ago. We were dead as a doornail. We were going down the tubes. And now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's nobody close. Sure.
There never was anybody close, you dipshit. See, like they're holding up lower prices. It's almost like they're protesting him. So odd.
And it's because of the election on November 5th, because that's when it started. You saw what's happening with recruitment in the military. The enrollment is the highest we've ever had.
No, it is not.
And right before November 5th,
They've met their recruitment goals largely because people are concerned about private industry and private jobs.
we couldn't get anybody in the military.
Yes, we could. We just couldn't get as many because there were actually other jobs available.
Get police, we couldn't get firemen, we couldn't get anybody.
Nobody wanted to do anything. Things were so much easier.
And after November 5th, that's when it started. Right now, we have the highest enrollment we've ever had, the greatest recruitment days we've ever had in the military. It's amazing.
And we're not at war. We're not actually going to war, in theory, is the idea. What are you preparing for?
So it's November 5th, and it's also, again, it's a thing called tariffs. And I told you, I was about to say that, because I love the weave. You know what the weave is?
Oh, God. Yes, it's where you lose your place and then you look at the teleprompter and you try to bring it back.
Here, bing, 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 bing. You always have to get back to the right location.
Totally sane. Absolutely. Ooh, bing, bing, bing.
But otherwise, they'll criticize you for
wandering off and talking about nonsense.
Straying from the speech.
Who? Who's criticizing you? Susie Wiles, that's who.
By the way, if I read what's on the teleprompter, you'd all be falling asleep right now.
Why? Do you have shitheads working for you that can't write or don't know what you want to say?
But it's true. 1 year ago, and during periods of time, I'd say...
And during periods of time. Mm-hmm. Thousands of years I've been saying
My favorite word is the word tariff. I love it more than any other word in the dictionary. And the fake news said, that's terrible. What about God?
Yeah, the fake news didn't say that. The news didn't bring that up. They brought up that maggots were upset you didn't say God, stupid.
What about family? What about religion? What about your sons, your daughters? What about how terrible that's just... So I moved it back to 5th. I have it to 5th. And now I'm in no trouble with the fake news, They said, what about...
Again, this is a maggot criticism. This is, by the way, all this rally is about. He's pushing back not on what we think, because none of us are buying this bullshit, and the vast majority of Americans aren't. Look at the polls. But the maggots need to be rounded up and yelled at. That's what this is.
What about religion?
What, just religion in general?
They always find...
Oh, what's he rallying for? This is, when a president passes a bill or something like that, like the Infrastructure Act, I thought Biden and White House surrogates should have done more to push the value of that, go around barnstorming areas and saying, hey, we're doing stuff. We just accomplished things for you, and it's happening. This is a stop complaining to me. I did stuff and it'll eventually work. Trust me, bro. And also, anything you're whining about, like us blowing up boats that we have no idea who's on them and all this stuff, that's you being insufficiently loyal. That's what this is about. This whole rally is like trying to, it's like one of those re-education camps. It's like a giant re-education rally.
But you have to weave a little bit with the punches. You have to go, you know, the boxers, you got to go with the punches.
That's what they say. I've always said that as boxers always say, you got to go with the punches. Or is it roll with the changes? I don't know. One of them is a really good REO Speedwagon song.
But it's been amazing what's happened, and it's been amazing. It's a transformation of our country. I have the great...
Yes, into an authoritarian shithole run by a power-hungry, syphilitic moron.
Greatest oil man anywhere in the world. I see him sitting right there, Chris Wright. I was going to put him in, Doug Burgum. He's great. He's interior. And I said, Doug, I want you to go to energy. You're really fantastic at energy. Came from North Dakota. Big fracking place, state.
Big fracking place. It's not a lot of people.
He's done really a great job. He was a great governor, I would say, right? Really great.
Yeah, it's easy to govern fewer people than the mayor of Toledo governs.
And a great person. He's doing a fantastic job. I said, I want you to head up energy, sir. I'd be good, but I'll tell you, there's one man out there in the whole world. There's one man out there who would be better than me. Who is it? A man named Chris Wright. Who the hell is Chris Wright? Give me a break. I never heard of the guy. Well, you never heard. He's the biggest there is. He's the smartest there is. The greatest oil man in the world. Chris Wright. I said, I got to see this guy. And after about 2 minutes, I understood exactly what Doug was saying.
Oh, yeah? Is Chris Wright telling you that there's an oil glut that's happening no matter what?
So I said, okay, Doug, you'll go to
That rhymed. I apologize.
Interior. You work with, because interestingly, Interior owns all the land that has the oil.
No, it doesn't.
And he has all the expertise that drills the oil. And I said, we'll do a friendly merger here. This is pretty good. And that's what we did. And we're right now drilling more oil than we've ever done ever before.
Yeah, by an almost imperceptible, 2% higher than we were? From, by the way, wells drilled under Biden.
Prices are way down.
Right, because there's too much oil in circulation in the entire fucking world. You could argue that they seized that Venezuelan oil vessel, to slow oil everywhere because the price is tanking.
We just had 4 states. It was just reported that 4 states had $1.99 a gallon. Right? We're still moving. So I want to introduce Chris Wright. Stand up, Chris. Who would think, you look at him, he's a nice looking guy and all that. Who would think he's rated, he's the most talented oil guy. He can put his nose in the ground and tell you whether or not there's oil.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking? And by the way, just because you're good at drilling doesn't mean you're good at handling energy. I'm not even assuming this asshole has the talents he's saying he has. Natural gas, like nuclear plants, we're literally shifting more towards nuclear. Good Lord.
Other people have to spend billions of dollars on machinery and equipment.
Yes, so does he. What the fuck are you talking about? He's not the oil sniffer, you fucking weirdo.
And it doesn't work. So I want to thank you. You're doing a great job. And is it true? We are right now, energy overall, not only the oil and gas, we are right now involved in more energy and have more energy in the works by far than we've ever had before.
Boy, that's a broad definition. We're involved in energy more than we've ever been.
Yeah, not even close. Yeah. And I have no higher priority than making America affordable again.
That's where we are.
What we're going to do. And again,
wait, if affordability is already taken care of, you won last year, you saved the country, and affordability is a Democrat hoax, what are you doing? Why would you even waste time talking about this shit?
They caused the high prices, and we're bringing them down. It's a simple message. If I had
It's not true.
one message tonight, this is being covered like all over the world. This is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy that anybody would listen to this shit. But, you got to get through it, and we got to know what happened. And there's this illusion that if they play little pieces of it, it seems like sane and together, or and you forget that the rest of this is just gibberish.
I haven't made a speech in a little while. When you win, you say, oh, I can now rest. So, Susie Trump, do you know?
I thought you said you weren't going to rest until everything was affordable, and never mind.
Susie Trump? Sometimes referred to as Susie Wiles. Susie Trump. She's the great chief of staff at the...
Sorry, he's divorcing Melania? Congratulations, Melania.
They don't use the word chief of staff anymore because of the Indians got extremely upset. But now the Indians actually want their name used, which is true. They never didn't want it used.
What the fuck?
But the chief of staff...
Everybody's called chief of staff. What are you talking about? It's an English word, stupid. Chief has nothing to do with Native American tribes. They didn't actually call them chiefs. That's an English word, stupid.
And she's fantastic. She said, we have to start campaigning, sir. I said, I won. What do I have to do already? They said, we have to win the midterms, and you're
and you're fucked.
the guy that's going to take us over the midterm.
You're the guy that's going to take us over the midterms.
Where's Susie? Susie, come on, Susie. Look at Susie. Susie's the greatest. And who do we see there? We even brought our superstar today, Caroline. Stand up, Carol.
Oh, dear. He doesn't, does he? He does, doesn't he? Does he? He's not going to make her stand up and, turn around. President Franklin Hart.
Isn't she great? Is Caroline great? When she goes on television, Fox.
Oh, dear.
They dominate. They dominate when she gets up there with that beautiful face and those lips that don't stop.
Jesus. Oh, no. Come on. He did this before, and it was like, haven't we passed this grotesqueness? Nah, you know what? Fuck it. Let him say it. Let her stand there and just absorb this, like him. Watch a grown man sexually harass an employee to the resounding cheers of sycophantic assholes.
Dominate when she gets up there with that beautiful face and those lips that don't stop, up like a little machine gun. She's got no fear. You know why she has no fear? Because we have the right policy. We don't have men in women's sports. We don't have to sell men in women's sports. We don't have to sell transgender to everybody.
Well, at least he said transgender to everybody.
We don't have to sell open borders where the whole world is allowed to come into our country from prisons and everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny. Nobody does.
So she's got a little bit easier job. I wouldn't want to be the other side's press secretary, right? Thanks, Carolyn. Great job. We appreciate it.
Oh, it just, that's like this, the mouth slither after he's done talking to her.
That's our message. They gave you high prices. They gave you the highest inflation in history, and
COVID did.
we're bringing those prices down rapidly. Lower prices, bigger paychecks. You're getting lower prices, bigger paychecks.
No, you're not.
Getting inflation, we're crushing it. And you're
No, you're not.
getting much higher wages.
No, they aren't.
The only thing that's really going up big, it's called the stock market and your 401.
The stock market.
That's going up.
Right, and usually that's an inverse to the job market.
But I say it, and I said it the other day, and a lot of people misinterpret it. They say, oh, he doesn't realize prices are high. Prices are coming down very substantially.
No, they aren't.
But they have a new
Tell everybody that Walmart said that it was a cheaper Thanksgiving. They'll all buy it.
word. They always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. So they look at the camera and they say, this election is all about affordability. Now, they never talk about it. They never talk. Thank you very much. They say I'm not allowed to run. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's okay. He said 4 more years. You see the new hat? We have 4 more years.
Yeah, give it a try, buddy.
2028.
Yeah, run against Obama next time.
All sorts of...
Just gelatinous, like his brain is indeed month-old cottage cheese sitting on a door on it. Hold on, I've got to stop it. We've got a blessing. Okay, sorry. Why won't it hold still? There we go. There you go. Get spammers, so I have to knock them out of the chat. So 6 years total, is that what you're doing? He hasn't even finished the first year yet, and he hasn't even accomplished what he wants. And they're like, 4 more years. Say that next year.
Well, you know what? We have 3 years and 2 months to go. And you know what that is in Trump time? 3 years and 2 months is called eternity. We have...
Yes, it feels like that. Yes. Congratulations. Enjoy eternity.
We have a long time.
You are staring down the barrel of eternity, but not in the way you think.
We have a long time. But under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000 a year. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has already seen their...
The typical factory worker.
Wages increased by more than $1,300.
Oh, by $1,300. Okay. So the typical factory worker, they've gone up $1,300. So that was from expenditures and the pricing of last year. Okay.
And that's in just a few months. And for construction workers, it's $1,800.
What did go up last year?
$100 up versus $3,500 down. And I think their number is wrong. It's much.
Hold on. So what was the math there? Hold on, real quick. I was reading the chat.
And for construction workers, it's $1,800 up versus $3,500 down. And I think their number is wrong. It's much lower than that.
Okay, so it was down, say, $4,000, and it's up less than half that. So it hasn't even evened out yet. It's still lower than it was. Okay.
For minors, do we love minors? I love minors.
What I know, that's what, according to the Epstein files.
I don't know how they do it, going 10,000 feet under the ground, and they wouldn't trade jobs with me. If I gave them a beautiful, magnificent penthouse in the middle of Manhattan, where I used to live, if I gave them the most beautiful penthouse, they wouldn't take it. They'd rather...
Yes, they would. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you nuts?
Go 10,000 feet underground and dig. That's what they want.
Yeah, that's what they want. I mean, they really can't handle, opulence well. They're basically trolls.
Miners, their wages went up $3,300, and we're bringing back coal. But my administration cannot...
You gotta say beautiful, clean coal, not coal.
Talk about anything else except when they say the word coal, they have to precede the word by 2 words. Clean, beautiful. So we only call coal clean, beautiful coal.
It's beautiful, clean coal, I think is what he said, but...
Right, fellas? Because coal needs a little public relations help. It's a very powerful fuel. It's used by China. China makes all our windmills, but they don't have any wind farms. It's a little interesting, isn't it? Wind is the worst. That's a scam. They ruin your valleys. They ruin...
Yes, confuse the whales. They kill all the birds. They look ugly. What really looks great off the coast of one of your golf courses is an oil rig. They're majestic, really.
The peaks, the most expensive energy, the only ones that get rich are the developers who make a fortune. You have to change the windmills. And most of them are made in China, but China has very
no, they're not.
Few wind farms. You know why? Because they're smart. You know what they do have? A lot of coal.
Yeah, they also have... 80% of their farmland is toxic now.
They love coal, so that's okay. But we have clean, beautiful coal, and we brought it back into vogue. We have nuclear, we have oil and gas, we have sort of everything. We don't approve windmills. We don't approve it, I'm sorry. We don't like things
It's not up to you, fuckhead.
that kill all our birds. And that every time you put one up, only the guy that owns it makes a lot of money. Those guys, what a joke. And they are ugly, you're right, sir.
Yeah, they're hideous. When you see them, all those white windmills, in a field while you're driving up the 5 or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's pretty. Actually, I changed my mind. They're ugly.
But Democrats talking about affordability is like Bonnie and Clyde preaching about public safety.
That's your analogy? That's in the teleprompter? That's where you're going?
And they are really truly the enemy of the working class when they do it, because we're going to have a great energy policy. You know, our oil
We're gonna.
prices are coming down very substantially, energy
Everywhere.
prices.
Because there's too much oil.
And honestly, with that, everything comes down, because
Nope.
there's nothing nearly in the category of oil. You would
Yes, there is. If you reshore factories, everything made there is going to be more expensive if it's made in the United States because of labor. Labor costs are actually the primary ones. And you can't bring down labor costs and sell this bullshit to people in Pennsylvania.
don't even know what second is. There are seconds and thirds, but it's so far down the list we don't even talk about them.
Good
you
Lord.
get energy prices down, which we're doing. Again, the greatest amount of drilling, the greatest amount of fuel being produced right now in our country than ever before, by far. It's not
Yeah, that was true every year of Biden.
even a contest. And when that happens, those prices come down. That's why you're seeing oil per barrel coming down nicely, very nicely. We don't want to go.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with our output. Nothing. Zero. The rest of the world is overstocked on oil. That's why. Why would oil prices worldwide go down just because America is up 500,000 barrels? Are you fucking bananas?
So rapidly, because we want the people that produce it to keep producing it, but they're doing good. But it's amazing. But when energy comes down, your other prices come down too, all of your prices. And that's
Nope.
exactly, we inherited the highest prices ever, and we're bringing them down.
No, you didn't. You would have had the highest prices ever if you'd won the last election before this and had 8 years in a row. You would have inherited the highest prices in 2021 because they came from COVID.
We inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. Think of that. And we're bringing them down rapidly. Their entire agenda is about robbing working people to fund their far-left cronies and give lavish benefits to foreign migrants and illegal aliens. You can't do it. Look, we all have a heart. We don't like what's happening. But, you know, when they allow them to come in, we have a border that, by the way, they don't talk about the border. Why don't you talk about the border anymore? The border is...
Because Russia isn't paying people to storm the borders anymore because they can't afford it.
For months.
And also, fentanyl is at the same rate and price it was beforehand. You said it was all about the southern border, and otherwise, well, I guess if the border was about where the drugs were coming in, why would you have to be interdicting boats if that's the primary way?
It's closed. Actually, their people, because they're radical left, their people, radical left, they rate the border and everything. You know how many people came into the border over the last 7 months?
He's going to say zero. Not true. But
You know what
still.
it is? Zero.
Yeah, because you guys are in charge of the numbers.
Zero.
Okay, so currently, U.S. EIA says that U.S. crude oil field production is now 13.8 million barrels per day as of late November 2025, up from 13.5 late last year. The full year 2025 forecast oil production to be 13.4, so it'll actually fluctuate down. And that output has U.S. producing as much and in many cases more oil than any other country in the world. So we're pumping more because we don't rely on it. We have other industries and Saudi Arabia and all that culled a bunch of it. The long boom driven by shale and tight oil drilling, especially in regions like the Permian Basin, appears to be tapering Increasing global supply, falling crude prices, and smaller rig counts are combining to slow new well development. As a result, 2025 remains strong in absolute terms. Projections show U.S. production may drop slightly in 2026 to 13.3. Offshore and onshore, so it's going to go down. Production is going to go down next year because there's too much fucking oil, and the price will crater. Offshore and onshore production remain a modest but important part of the supply mix, though onshore shale remains the main workhorse. This is from U.S. Energy Information Administration. From 2015 to 2024, the U.S. accounted for 90% of global growth in oil supply because of shale. From 2015 to 2024, Obama shale revolution all the way through. That's why the growth happened. But the surge is flattening out. Global demand growth has softened, especially in big markets like the U.S. and China, and many analysts expect global supply to outpace demand over the next couple of years, putting downward pressure on oil prices. In short, while the U.S. remains a powerhouse, its explosive growth phase may be ending. The industry seems to be shifting from expansion towards maintenance and optimization. Oh, and I got 86,000 subscribers. What's up? 100,000. We need to hit that 100,000 number, so please subscribe, will you? You subscribe. All these people who watch, just subscribe. If you don't want your account next to mine because I use too many big boy words, I'm fine. Create a dummy account and subscribe that way. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go.
Except for the ones that came in legally, right? Legally.
Yes, sell H-1B visas.
Biden and congressional Democrats had power. They blew up our economy, sent prices soaring. Look, the poor guy, he didn't know what the hell was happening. Okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't him. It was the lunatics that
By the way, this is part of his issue, is that he has a hard time attacking a fellow old white guy. For real. That's why he has trouble with Newsom. He'll say Newsom and all that kind of stuff, but as soon as he gets confronted by him or he's around him, it's not his fault. It's the women around him. It's the people of color around him. That's what he means when he says this shit. Thank you, Karen.
That circle, yeah, it was the auto pen. You're right.
Who said that? Who said what? Stand up.
Can't believe I didn't say that. I hate when you beat me to the punchline. I would not have said. Well, I'll tell you, I'll give the fake news a little breaking news. So I believe, and I may be correct, but we're checking this. We have a bad head of the Fed. We're going to be making a change. Fortunately, this guy's out. But we have 4 members appointed by Sleepy Joe Biden. Which is better, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe?
Oh, my God. Get over yourself. Boring.
Historically, when I've done polls, from people, I do my own polls. I go to a big arena. We have 20,000 people. I say, which you like, Sleepy Joe or Crooked Joe? And I learned, I save millions of dollars. I don't have to do any polling, okay? Typically, Crooked Joe wins. I'm surprised. Because to me, he's a sleepy son of a bitch, who destroyed our country. If we didn't come along, and it's not.
Yeah, this more of this shit.
Me, it's all of us. If we didn't come along, this country was destroyed.
Where it was finished, yes. Magically, the war wouldn't have started if you'd have been there, and everything's magically fixed now that you are. So stop asking for actual changes.
I'll tell you, it would have been destroyed. But now Democrats in Congress want to take us straight back to the Bidenomics. They don't change. And I don't really talk about it because, for instance, I watched a congressman
because you don't understand economics at all.
The other day on a television show, they were interviewing a Democrat. He was fighting like hell for men to play in women's sports.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, he wasn't. Whoever it is, you're talking about something that happened last year in your fucking mind.
Okay. And I was going to put something out. I was going to he's a well-known congressman. And I said, let's save it about 2 weeks before the election. Right, David? We don't want to do it now. What the hell good does it do now? Let's save it for about 2 weeks because we don't want them to change. Just let them keep going. I think transgender for all is a great, great thing for the Democrats to be talking about.
Transgender for all. I don't know what you fucking mean. I mean, I think I know where he got it from, because he thinks the Peter Thiel transhumanism is trans for all humans.
Transgender for every member in your family. If they're not feeling well that night, let's just change their sex. Now, let's not talk about it. Let them go and let them fight to get these things. I think open borders are great, where prisons are emptied into our country, right? Where people from all over the world being dumped into our country, the people that aren't wanted in their countries, by the way. I think that's a great, like Somalia. Welcome.
Yeah, so he was going to definitely hit on this one.
Do we have any individuals from Somalia in the group?
There's 250,000 Somalians in the country. Not a huge number of them. 86,000 in Minnesota, in the state in general. I think 70 some odd people have been arrested for fraud, which means if they had a bunch of people helping them, you're talking about less than 1,000 people involved in all of this. Period, like percentage-wise. Yeah. But it sticks. Why? Because Ilhan Omar and they're black.
Please raise your hand. That's for Minnesota, That's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam with one of the dumbest governors ever.
It's called the Great Big Minnesota Scam. He's always great at coming up with these names, don't you think? It's incredible. It's poetry.
In history.
It basically just names the thing and then adds scam or hoax to it, I guess.
I love this Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little shing,
with the little shing.
I love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch. She's always.
And this would be the sundowning.
Complain. She comes from a country where, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament. They don't know what the hell the word parliament means. They have nothing, they have no police.
Well, that might be why there are refugees from there that want to make a better life for themselves and their family. Just crazy thought.
They police themselves, they kill each other all the time. I love it. She comes to our country, and she's always complaining about, the Constitution allows me to do this. We ought to get her the hell out. She married her brother in order to get in, right? She married her brother.
Yeah, this has been the right-wing MAGA-sphere attack on Ilhan Omar. By the way, he called her Elon, which is curious, brain fart, but what have you. But that's where it comes from. This has been percolating around. These are the kind of people who listen to that shit online all the time. That's where they're getting it. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Donald Trump married his sister? Beautiful. She's a beautiful person. If I married my sister to get my citizenship, do you think I'd last for about 2 hours, or would it be something less than that? She married her brother to get in. Therefore, she's here illegally. She should get the hell out. Throw her the hell out. She does nothing but complain.
Sorry. This rally is just a series of begrudging complaints. This is like old grudges and complaints. That's what this is. If the standard for kicking out a citizen of the country is complaining, you're gone. They're yelling, send her back. This is the new lock her up.
So now, and we have our savior in this room. His name is Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent. He's right there.
Because if this doesn't work, it's his fault.
Because that very handsome man, by the way, if you're picking the Secretary of the Treasury, is he like the perfect guy for a movie? He's made for the movie. Stand up, Scott.
Yeah, if you want somebody who has the sort of nervous tics of like whatever, the guy from the Bush era, blitzing on his name right now because he's not important, and stammers like Manafort. Yeah.
Look at him. No, he's central casting. He's central casting. But you don't, under that beautiful exterior is a killer. And here's what happened. He is in charge of the investigation of Somalia and the billions of dollars they have robbed from Minnesota. Right?
Why would he be in charge of it? Wouldn't it be a DOJ thing?
I hope you do your job.
He doesn't. That's not his job, asshole. He's the Treasury Secretary. You fucking nuts?
I hope you're not one of these Republicans where something comes up and they don't do what they should do because they're nicer people. You know, they're much nicer people than the Democrats, but Scott's actually not a nice person at all. So, Scott, you're in charge of that investigation?
No, he's not.
Okay, I'm not interfering at all. I'm just saying, please do a good job, honest and fair. Right? Honest and fair. Oh, if he's honest and fair, you know what he's going to find? It's great. I'd love to have that job. They may switch jobs with you. I'd love to have that job. They're to get him the hell out of here. They hate our country. And she hates our country. And her friends hate our country. And AOC hates our country. They all do.
Yeah, they like the citizens, though. I think maybe that's the problem. You think the country is the borders, like it's a real estate, or, you know, like a plot of land that somebody can privately own. But the citizenry is the problem.
And we have a new candidate in the great state of Texas, where I won Texas by more votes than anybody. And you have to understand, I'm being judged by these bad people back there, the fake.
By the way, I hope he includes me in this. I'm clearly way more judgmental about what you're saying, especially in terms of details, than any of the people in the quote-unquote fake news that might be filming this, just for the record.
Days.
And I'm using the White House feed of the video for this. So if there's any fakery coming out of it, you have yourself to blame, I guess.
So anything I say that's slightly off.
You mean most of this?
I get like headlines. Donald Trump exaggerated, or Donald Trump lied. They give me Pinocchios, Washington Post, a Pinocchio. They lie every day. They give me a Pinocchio. But think of this. If I make even the slightest mistake, what they do is they go after me.
No, they don't have to wait for the slightest mistakes. You make big, egregious, dumb mistakes all the time. You make so many of those, they don't even get to the slight mistakes.
Everything I say is correct. We have now a new candidate. I won Texas by the largest vote in the history of Texas 3 times. Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's Texas.
I love
But
Texas. Just like I love Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
one of those things where he thinks this is like news.
Just like I love, honestly, every one of our states. I love all of our states. We've done so well. I love all of our states. What? By the way,
Oh, dear.
is this a different country now than we had a year and a half ago? Right? What?
Well, yes, we did not have near martial law. We didn't have, like, normal goods, consumer goods weren't this jacked up. They were actually, the prices were coming down, and now they're going back up. Yeah.
Crime is way down, despite the fact that we have many, bad people entered our country. Many of them are being taken out. Ultimately, they're all being taken out.
Yeah, they're gone. I mean, like, the crime's going down because these people that you haven't removed who weren't here in the first place are gone.
Washington, D.C., we had a tragic incident, as you know, with...
And another one, and you'll still have more.
Incredible people. What a terrible thing that was just 2
What happened?
weeks ago, right? Just a terrible National Guard, terrible thing. Sarah.
A terrible National Guard thing.
And Andrew. Sarah passed away. She's looking at us from heaven, from above, and she was killed almost instantly. They kept her alive. Her parents came from West Virginia, another great state. Her parents are incredible. They couldn't believe it. She was 20 years old, perfect. She was just getting a little promotion. They were so proud of her. She was on her way up, and she was shot.
Yes.
In the head, the brain shot in the...
Jesus.
Brain shot in the head.
Shot in the brain, shot in the head. Yeah, we get the picture. Thanks. By someone you gave asylum to.
They were able to keep her alive long enough for her parents to come in from West Virginia and say goodbye to her. And Andrew is the second one, who's also from West Virginia National Guard, incredible people. And so they were both from West Virginia. And his mother's named Monica. And Monica's the most positive person I've ever seen. The night that he was so badly hit and the doctors gave him almost no chance, I called their hospital room and spoke to her. And she said, sir, he'll be fine. Oh, no, I'm telling you, he's going to, I'm praying. The whole country is praying. Sir, I'm telling you, don't worry about it. He's going to be fine. This is the mother talking to me. And the father's like Devin.
Look, whoa. Look at his hand. What the fuck is that? Hold on. He's been keeping his hand, you know, kind of moving quickly.
He's going to be
Hold on,
fine.
I'm going to
This
pause
is the
it.
mother talking
Look at that. Look at that thing.
to
Like
me.
the light's hitting him at different points. That's
And
A, it's swollen. B, look at that shit. That's Band-Aids with makeup on them. And his hand is swollen. Look at the back of his hand. Like that's puffy. Yikes.
the father's like devastated.
Look, do you see that? Is it just me?
He's an incredible guy, too, both. And I went and invited them to the Oval Office, and they came in. She said, sir, he's fine. It was amazing, actually. And today, Monica, she said, we're all praying, and I'm praying. And then she called to say, sir, he moved his finger today. This is like 3 days later. He moved his finger. And today I got a call that he got up from bed. Do you believe that? He got up. He got up.
Okay, hold on. This is Andrew Wolf is slowly healing after the shooting last week. His parents report that his head wound is slowly healing and that he's beginning to look more like himself. The governor said the family expects Wolf to be in acute care for another 2 to 3 weeks, and they are optimistic about his progress. He was shot in an ambush-style attack. The suspect, an Afghan national, Ramanullah Lakanwal, was also shot during the confrontation, taken into custody. He's been charged with murder and assault, intent to kill, with possession of a firearm, blah, blah, blah. Wolf on Monday responded to a nurse with a thumbs up and was able to move his toes. They said it's a positive sign. Wolf was assigned to his, and he's from Martinburg, West Virginia, and he served in the Guard since 2019. So the doctors knew he was going to make progress. It's going to be slow, but it wasn't like a miracle at all. He had that kind of a wound. I'm glad that they're praying for him, and I'm glad his family's praying for him. Bless their hearts, and what that must be for his parents to go through is fucking terrible. But, like, Trump wants credit for, like, blessing this whole thing.
Now, he didn't speak. He's not ready for that yet. He got hit in the head. But he got up, and boy, they're so happy. It's amazing. And the care that they've given him at the hospital, and the generals that have been there, the military that's been there, it's amazing. General Seward and others that, she said the level of love that your military has given to my boy. And by the way, Sarah's parents said the same thing. The love and the affection and the care that they're given, they can't even believe what's happened. But
also, why can't they? By the way, he's not saying this because it's a shock to these folks. He's saying it because it's a shock to him. He doesn't understand the caring.
Andrew stood up today, and people even can't believe it. So the
Sat up.
mother was amazing, and let's hope it continues. Look, it doesn't get much worse than what he did. Let's hope it continues.
Let's hope it continues.
But that's an act of terrorism. This is a guy came from Washington, state of Washington, came across the country, and he wanted to kill people with the uniform. A whack job. Isn't it crazy? Think of it. He was also very badly injured. And they're fighting to save his life.
Right, because this is America.
So that we can give him the death penalty. How
Nope.
crazy is that, right? They're fighting to save his life so that we can give him the death penalty.
No, so that we can give him a trial. That's why.
That's the way it really should work, right? The doctors have to do their job, and then the lawyers have to do their job. But it's an amazing country. Actually,
Yeah, this apparently is shocking to you.
Andrew's father said that. He said, they're fighting for him. I hope they save him, sir, because I hope he has to understand what he did, how bad it is. And he's going to, I think he will be saved, actually. It looks like they will save him. He wasn't as badly hurt as Sarah or Andrew, but isn't it an amazing thing? They're working so hard to save his life, and we're going to put him up for the death penalty. Amazing, huh? Only in America. That's only in America.
Only the death penalty part. The rest of it is pretty normal in the Western world.
You know, in one way, there's something beautiful about it, and another way, it's a little crazy, right? In my first term, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world. You know that.
False.
That we had the greatest economy in history, even
Nope.
with the COVID came, and it really hurt the world. It was a gift from China, but China got hurt very badly, too. We're getting along with China. They're buying a lot of our soybeans. Keep buying those soybeans there. You know, you heard all about magnets and rare earth. They were great. I met with President Xi. Scott was with me, and we had a whole group. Marco was there, and Chris was there. We were all there, and we made incredible deals with China. We're getting...
Yeah, they attacked us with a bioweapon, according to most of your followers, but you must show them who's boss by selling them a lot of soybeans.
Well, it's getting along is a good thing. You know, getting along is a good thing. Not
Well, it depends on what you do to get along, wouldn't it?
a bad thing. It's a...
If you stop being you to get along with somebody, not good. Where's the? I know the Trump phrase. Where is it? Yeah, that would be
not good.
Exactly.
Smart thing, and they're buying literally trillions of dollars worth of our products. And
literally, they are not.
all of that.
I know, Alien Boy. This is fucking tedious.
And we had a very good meeting. Remember, the whole world was going to shut down over rare earth. That was 2 months ago, and that worked
No, it wasn't.
out very well. It all works out well. If you have a smart president, it works out well. If you have a dummy, it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work.
But we had a great economy. We had the greatest economy in our country's history, but we
Nope.
had what's called the greatest economy. This is the first term. Probably.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely not now. I know that. I understand where you're going with this. But
This is some bullshit.
just for the record,
We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it.
right. So,
Ever of any country. Now, in addition to that, we rebuilt our military. We got the biggest tax cuts ever. We got the biggest regulation cuts ever. We had the best job numbers. We had a great first term.
nonsense.
Or frankly, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be standing here. Because if I had a bad first term, you know, you might say, I like him. He's really good. But we had a lousy first term. You're not going to vote. You voted for me because we had a great, despite all of the Russia bullshit,
Hit.
despite all of the impeachments, you know, think of it.
Oh, just wait.
The impeachments, all of the crap we had to go through with these crooked Democrats. They're crooked as you could be. They're bad people. They're sick people. But despite all of that, we had an amazing first term. Our second term is blowing it away. It's blowing it away.
Nope.
So we're doing it again, but bigger, better, and stronger than
Because it's in the teleprompter. Bigger, better, and stronger. It just happened.
ever before. There's more work to do, but today, 22 states, we're setting 22 total. Is that right, Chris? That just came out, that statistic. We're down lower than we've been in 7 years in gasoline prices and oil prices, not just the 3 states that I talk about with $1.99 a gallon. How would you like to have $1.99? You know, that's...
Also, literally nothing to do with U.S. exploration. We're going to be, let's see. Let's see, go. The IEA and major traders warn of a surplus of 4 million barrels a day by 2026. There will be 4 million barrels a day overproduced in the world for its needs next year. The storage problems become an issue. Pressure on drillers, of course. So you can't drill, baby, drill unless you're making a profit, and you won't make a profit if it's that cheap. Let's see, the U.S. is producing 3.8 billion, highest of any nation ever, but the shale boom is maturing, drilling efficiency is up, and easy wells are down. A glut would push fewer rigs, slower shale expansion, consolidation of smaller drillers. The importing nations, Europe and India, will benefit from the glut. The producing nations will be harmed by it, namely us and Saudi Arabia and Russia. High-cost U.S. producers are completely screwed in this. A price crash can scramble alliances, destabilize petrostates, and change global bargaining tables. Analysts are actually calling it a super glut. Hey, you can sell that, right? A super glut. Historically large surplus, 3 to 4 million barrels per day. No strong growth engine in global demand to make up for it ever. Multiple mega projects coming online at the same time that are producing more oil, and they can't shut them down lest they burn all that money to develop in the first place. That includes our new drilling here in the United States. Past oil gluts, by the way, triggered the 1980s oil crash, the 2014-2016 shale crash, and the 2020 pandemic had negative oil prices, which affected the ability of oil companies to produce and all that kind of stuff, which is why everybody curtailed their output to slow ramping up back to normal. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can chart a with, and let me see if I can show you guys. But oil is going down, has nothing to do with what he's doing. I said this last year, and everybody called me nuts. Chat room, please back me up on this. Who said, last year that there was going to be an oil glut no matter who's in office? Dum, 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 dum. Anybody? That's right. Thank you, Campfire Talk. Thank you. Thank you very much. This guy. And people, dismissed what I was saying out of hand. And not only is it happening, it's growing because nobody recognized that was actually happening. Because they wouldn't address it. You goddamn, thank you. Thank you very much. Look at that. You guys were here. You saw me say it. You did, yes, you distinctly remember me bringing this shit up. Texas Paul did too, yes. And while he was on my show, I think. But I said this, and I said it's not going to matter. And the same thing is going to be true next year. The price of oil and gas is going to continue to go down, and it's not going to affect the consumer good prices the way he thinks. Father Chip said it. That's very nice. Thanks for remembering. People don't know about Father Chip, but there you go. Yes. All right, here we go. This is another continuance of it. All right, whatever. Where are we?
That's the equivalent of a very major tax cut, when you get the energy prices down.
You're not getting the energy prices down. They're coming down no matter what you do. As a matter of fact, this motherfucker, like he did during COVID, is going to have to attempt to bring the prices back up.
The equivalent.
Thank you, Crazy Insane Alien, for backing me up on this as well. Thank you, everybody. Yes, even Fika said it.
Maybe even in many cases better than a big tax cut, which we gave you. We gave you the biggest tax cut ever in the first term.
No, you didn't. None of these people qualify for that tax cut.
We then gave you, with the great big beautiful deal, which is
Bill
phenomenal. We gave you something that's even better than we did. We gave you an extension of the biggest tax cuts and the biggest tax cuts ever, even bigger than the first term. And
You got that? Anybody write that down?
that's one of the reasons that your 401ks are through the roof. It's one of the reasons that the stock market is at the highest point.
No, it isn't. It's 100% AI, dipshit. It's like fucking 4 companies are floating the entire stock market right now, shithead. We're in an AI growth window. And again, that's another one that he has no fucking power over. That's just going to rage, and it's not going to turn into jobs. That's the interesting thing, is you're seeing a ballooning of the stock market and the money being made from it, but that's not based on they're having to hire a bunch of fucking people. As a matter of fact, all of these industries are based on the idea that over time, they will go to 0 employees.
So rent prices are down, dairy prices are coming down very
Coming down.
strongly.
They're coming down very strongly. They're not down yet, but they're going to very strongly.
The cost of Thanksgiving turkeys was down by 33% compared to the Biden era. Biden era, you know what you did during?
What? Sorry, which part of the Biden era? You mean 2021, when we were still locked down?
The Biden era for Thanksgiving, you said, oh my God, this is terrible.
That's what they said. Actually, no one did.
It was a rotten Thanksgiving. And Walmart, I thank them. You know, they came out with a big, like sort of a numbers thing, a chart, and they had it 25% less. So that's pretty good. A Thanksgiving meal with all of the trimmings is 25% less under Trump than it was a year ago under Biden.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Whoops, sorry. Why did that happen? Back up.
Remember with eggs where I had my first news conference. 2 days went by and I had a news conference, right? Unlike Biden, 2 years go by, he still didn't have it. Remember? He'd walk off the stage.
Yeah, he just passed an infrastructure bill. He just passed the Rescue Act. He just passed the Chips and Science Act. And he didn't do a fucking victory lap every goddamn time or try to resell it to everybody because he didn't have to.
Finished with this, sir. You finished with your speech. Now what? You finished what? And then he'd walk into a wall. What he did, and it wasn't him, it was some really smart, radical left lunatics. What they did to our country, we can never forget. We can never forget. But you remember the first eggs? We remember the first 3 days. I just got there. Sure, what's these people? 2 of them are there, right there.
My power went out. I literally had, in the middle of what I was saying, the whole sound went, ba-doo, like that. So, hi. I was attacked by the deep state, clearly. I'm going to pop us back up on Instagram. That takes a second. A little bit of finagling. Clearly, that's a sign from the gods to move on from that stupid speech, which I understand and I respect. I understand when the Lord speaks to me,